Okay, so this is going to be a very different video. I was supposed to make this video a long time ago, and I don't know why I didn't upload a video on this. I'm sorry again. I'm very sorry for this. This is actually a very basic grammar stuff we're gonna be talking about today. Very basic grammar stuff, and again, this is something we were supposed to do a long time ago. So now you might be like, okay, we're in the middle of lesson 7 and 6. We just finished 6 in the last video. It's never late to learn something new, and hopefully it's gonna be helpful. So, yeah. Today, mostly, we're gonna be doing two types of words. Okay, there are not two. There are three types of words in Arabic. Let me get a different color. I don't like the lamp. Put the lamp in different. Okay, that's better. There are three types of words in Arabic. Am I recording? I'm recording, right? Yeah. Three types of words in Arabic. What are they? What are they? Good question. There are ism, ism. I'll write it in English as well. Ism, fi'l, 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 and harf. Harf. Holy Allah. Harf. Okay? So, whatever Arabic you look at, if you open a page, a page that has Arabic letters and Arabic words, basically an Arabic page, any letter, any word you choose, I always mess it up with the letter and word. Any word you choose is either an ism, a fi'l, or a harf. Now, what are they? Good question. What are they? Ism, fi'l, and harf. Let's start with harf. That's the easiest. Harf. Harfun. Terrible handwriting. Terrible handwriting. Harfun. Well, this is going to be more of an English grammar lesson than an Arabic, because it goes into a lot of basic English grammar. So if you don't know English grammar well, go away. Go review your English grammar and come back. But again, hopefully this video is going to go into all of it. So what's going on? Okay. Harf. Harf is basically a word that doesn't make sense. I'm gonna make it as simple as possible. Doesn't make sense on its own. Okay? Or you can say it doesn't make sense unless followed by another word. It is very late right now, but I'm still making a video. I'm so tired. Hopefully I'm not gonna be saying gibberish. So what is harf? It's a word that doesn't make sense unless followed by another word. Examples. Words like at, in, to, the, right? So if someone calls you, let's say, right? Someone calls you and he asks you, oh God, he asks you, where are you? And you're like, to. Like, Habibi, what? Right? Or someone says, are you going, or are you, I don't know, like, did you go to the office? You're like, in. It doesn't make sense, right? So if you have to add something with the word, and only then you're gonna get something, only then it's gonna make sense, okay? And the easiest way we can say this, if you were to compare, it's basically English prepositions. English prepositions. Not all, I'm not gonna go into the exceptions, but most of the English prepositions, on, in, over, these things are kinda, harf, done with one word. Next, fi'l. Fi'l. Terrible handwriting. I'm not in the mood. Fi'l. as long as you guys can understand, it's all good. Fairly something, I want to write something here. Note this. Take your notebook, bring out your notebook, note every single thing I'm doing here. These are very important, and if you don't, these things will come back and bite you. Action plus time. Now, action plus time, if you've been to elementary school, or if you know basic English, what does it sound like? It sounds like verb in it, right? It sounds like verb, and it is verb. It's a type of verb. There's different, fairly goes for more deeper, and it's more than just a verb, but it's kind of like a verb. So you can say a word that happens in the past, present, oh god, or future. Yani stuck in time. Word that is stuck in time. Right? Examples. Teaching is a verb. Eating is a verb. Sleeping is a verb. Right? Studying, blah 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 blah. You know the gist here. But these are all verbs. These are all fi'ls, right? Fi'l. Okay. So we get the idea of fi'l. That's wonderful. We're making progress, and that's good. But now the most interesting is, in fact, isms, because they're the big shots, and most of the words we encounter are isms. Okay, what is ism? Person, place, thing, adjective. Now, what does this sound like? Again, basic, simple English grammar. If no one likes English grammar classes, the most boring classes out of all the subjects. But haven't you heard these terms in a sequence? Person, place, thing, adjective. What are they called? They're called nouns. Now you might be like, okay, well, if ism means this, then it's a noun. It's gotta be a noun. Well, technically you're right, but again you're wrong. How come? It's not just person, place, thing, or adjective. It's more. How come? It's adverbs, ideas, and more. Now, what is this adverb, ideas, and more? We will come to this in a bit. In fact, I'll give you an idea. I'll give you an example of each and every one of them, okay? Let's say, she, Bob, I don't know, cat, dog. They are, what are they? Things, person, maybe, cat, dog, I don't know. Well, people in the West treat their pets as people, so that's certainly right. Places, what about places? We can say shop, library, cafe, blah blah blah. These are places. Things, pen, pencil, phone, books. That's not a very good example as students, but there you go, right? These are things. Adjectives. Let's say adjectives. I don't know, great, right? Great, big, super. These are adjectives, correct? I don't have space here. We can write it like this. Adjectives, right? What about adverbs? What is adverbs? Hopefully I don't have to give you an English grammar lesson here. Adverbs are a word that ends with li. Yani examples would be happily, pleasingly, right? Reluctantly, slowly, blah 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 blah. Okay. And now we are going to talk very briefly about idea. Now, idea is any word that can be done. You're not necessarily doing it, but the idea can come in your mind. For example, love. The idea of love. When I say love, I don't mean I don't mean that I'm loving anyone or anything. It's idea of love. Hate, right? I'm not talking about hatred. I'm not talking about hating someone. I don't hate anyone, right? It's just the idea of hatred. Hate, love. What else? It could be many things. Words like cooking, teaching. They could be ideas as well. I have an idea of cooking, teaching. What are they? First of all, cooking and teaching. They are fi'l. They are fi'l. Kind of like verb, right? But you can see the idea of cooking, the idea of teaching. So these fall in the idea section. So love, hate, cooking, teaching, blah blah blah. Ideas. Okay, boom, done. Those are the 3 types of words. And as a bonus point, I will go into the 3 types of terms you need to be familiar with. Rafa, nasb, jar. I don't know how to spell Rafa. Rafa, nasb, jar. What are they? Rafa, nasb, jar. This is a little extra bonus point for you guys. I'm giving you guys a little extra cookie here, and it's a good thing. To put simply, Rafa, nasb, and jar. Okay. Rafa is damma. Dammatain, it doesn't matter. Nasb is fatha, fathatain, doesn't matter. Anyone. Jar, you've guessed it. Kasra, kasratain, anyone. It doesn't matter which, anyone. Okay? It seems like I'm running out of space here. That's not good. That's good. Okay. So they are that. So Rafa, nasb. This is really important because these will help you to translate. Okay? So anything that's Rafa is Dhamma, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, what does Rafa, nasb, jar indicate? That's the question, right? Okay. Things that are Dhamma most of the time, or I don't want to say anything like that. Just know this: Rafa is the doer of the fi'l. What does that mean? Doer of the fi'l. Now, fi'l, what's fi'l? It's a verb-ish thing, right? Something that is stuck in time. This one, right? So if I say, let's say, Bob is sleeping, right? Bob is sleeping. I want to give examples, but let's say Bob is sleeping. Sleeping is the fi'l. Who's the doer? Bob. So Bob, whatever Bob is, we're gonna have a dhamma on top of it. We'll come to the example. Just note this down. Don't worry about the details. I'm gonna come to that. Okay, nasab is, speaking of details, nasab is the details about the fi'l. So I could be like, what's fi'l? In our primary example, in our initial example, sleeping. So it could be something about sleeping. Where is he sleeping? How is he sleeping? These hows and where and why and what. Things that, the details about the fi'l are nasab, and they are always, again, I don't want to say like always, but yes, most of the time, they are fatha, fathatain, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And jar is, after our translation, jar is, sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. Jar is a word that comes after the English word of. So it would be a word that comes after of. Examples: the car of mine. By the way, this is a passive tone. You do know what active and passive is, right? English grammar. This is a passive tone. The active tone would be some passive. Just know this: passive tones are always stupid and exaggerating your stuff. You know, I ate my sandwich. That's the normal way a human being would say it like that. But a passive tone is always exaggeration. This is a hyperbolic. The sandwich was eaten by me. That's your passive. So the car of mine. That's you know, you're exaggerating it. And the word, what's going to be jar here? The word that comes after of the car of mine. So this mine is going to be jar. So in the Arabic word, whatever this is in Arabic, there will be a kasra below mine. Okay? So this is just a basic. By the way, this is really important. I think out of these are important as well. This is as important as those are. So you need to know this really well, because when we're going to come to translation and whatnot, it's going to be important to know who's doing what, instead of just guessing stuff. Okay, so yeah, note them down. I'm gonna do a lot of examples in the following videos. All right, till then, masalam.